Hello YouTube, it is Thursday, July 14th, 2022, 6:24 p.m. It's kind of interesting seeing which one of my coworkers actually show up this early for the shifts that start at 7. And I used to be one of them sometimes, never like that intentionally, but usually just a matter of just that, the buses were so unreliable when I was taking the bus to work, and sometimes that's just how early the bus got me here. So, better to just go into the break room and chill till it's time to go to work. And that's when the weather was nice. I mean, now it's like 109 degrees outside, so yeah, nobody's wanting to sit out in that. Anyway, kind of funny. I'm just sitting there, kind of locked in the foyer, like the space between the outside doors and the inside doors. And of course, the inside doors are all security. You got to scan your badge to get through. And and what I found out today, which I didn't know, but I guess it shouldn't surprise me. Not only do you need to scan your badge to get through, but you need to be scheduled to work. So if it's your day off, your badge is not getting you in. Which of course begs the question, what the hell am I doing here on my day off? Well, as you saw in the last video, I was headed to a friend's place who, easily the best friend I got in the world at this point. Headed to my friend's place to get my SIM card, which I left in his car on Sunday. And he just noticed it today. I just noticed it was missing on like Monday or Tuesday, and hadn't really taken my bedroom apart looking for it, but I'd looked for it a little bit and was kind of getting frustrated. It's like, God, it should just be right on top of this mess somewhere. Like, how did it get lost so fast? Now, granted, I'm glad he looked in the bag to see what it was, because this is how I have it packaged up. It's like, you should put that in something that looks less like a trash bag. Gave me the manila envelope I left the note on the door with. So that's it looks like less than a trash bag. Anyway, it needs to stay in my damn glove box till I can get that thing in a working phone. And I really need to do that sooner than later. Like, I've been cut off from my phone number for so long. Like, for all I know, people could be calling me, trying to hire me for fucking parties and bar gigs and whatnot. And I'm sure I missed my niece's funeral, but that's probably before I lost the phone. I'm it's kind of weird. Like, I'm easily reachable, and I'm very difficult to reach. My phone number doesn't get through. This phone number I don't give out because it's Brittany's number. Apparently, she still has this tied into PayPal because I got a code to get into quote unquote my PayPal account. Texted to this phone today, and I've never shared this phone number with PayPal. So whenever I get a message on this thing, this is the code to put in to get into my PayPal account. It's not my PayPal account. That's Brittany, who obviously can't get into her PayPal account to change it to whatever her current number is. Two-factor authentication is not the great security thing that it purports to be, and very often it's a barrier stopping people from getting into things they should have legitimate access to. It's because for whatever reason they've unexpectedly changed, or they don't have access to the phone number because their phone is broke or stolen or whatever. And really, should you have to have a phone to have access to internet things? I mean, should you have to have a phone number to have access to internet things? You should be able to have an app without a phone number, because you can have a phone without a phone number. You can operate a phone via Wi-Fi. Anyway, and it's a good thing I'm not into identity theft, because Thanks to Social Security sending me a text message. Well, they're sending Brittany a text message. I have Brittany's email address, which more than likely is how one logs into her PayPal account. And I had that temporary code. Like, I'm sure it's expired by now, but I had that temporary code. I could have just. I know I did a screenshot, or I'm sure I saved her email address. I've been meaning to email her, and I haven't because I don't know who Brittany is. And when I attempted to contact her on Snapchat, found her on Snapchat. She quickly blocked me on Snapchat. Doesn't even know who I am. Girl, I'm the one who has access to all of your accounts that you can't get into because I have your phone number. And then when I was contacted by her father and sister, which ironically was around Father's Day, that was fine. And it was like, yeah, this is Dan. Does Brittany want her phone number? Want access to her phone number? Like, they both ghosted me. So, and I shouldn't care about Brittany. I don't know who Brittany is. But it's just insane that I still get so many text messages and phone calls from Brittany, many of which are like recovery codes or two-factor authentication codes, which means she's trying to log into an account that she can't get into, one of which is her PayPal. Like I don't know how much Brittany relies on her PayPal account, but man, if I was locked out of my PayPal account, I would be freaking the hell out. Absolutely freaking the hell out. Fortunately, even though I have no access to my phone number right now, and it's been almost 2 months since I've had access to my phone number, I have perfect access. I have access to my PayPal, and I definitely don't want to use my PayPal app to try to access Brittany's PayPal. Beyond the fact that that's like arguably fraud and identity theft. Beyond the obvious of that, PayPal would definitely tie it into me. And right now, and if I did that, I'd probably have trouble getting into. I'd probably get right into Brittany's account, but I'd probably have trouble getting back into my own account because I wouldn't be able to receive these text messages that Brittany's getting to myself because it's going to a phone number that is on that SIM card that's in that bag that I don't have a phone for. But yeah, right now, like I was able to get into that because I had Obama Phone 1 with my SIM card in it. And when I got the number, when I got that two-factor authentication, I just typed in the number on this phone. So, yeah, I don't even need a password on this phone to get into PayPal. It just recognizes this device. Never mind the fact that this device doesn't have the same phone number as what my phone number is that's registered with PayPal, which they currently don't have access to. I don't have a SIM card that needs a device on it. She's, and of course I don't think there's any way that device can sense what your phone number is. It's just, I'm just coming in on an internet device. It sees my TCP IP number, which I would assume is probably a variable. And I'm sure that number, God, what that address even called. But I would assume I don't have a static one. I'm sure it changes all the time. I don't know for certain. I haven't been at that nerdy level of internet anything for years. But anyway, I wasn't going to be talking about the Brittany thing. I was going to talk about is, and let's not forget, I'm also logged into my Amazon A to Z, which I don't know the password for. It's hard for us to get into. My Amazon just didn't recognize me on this device. Tells me, I need this device. It's a shitty phone, but I need it. Anyway, so yeah, I found out today that if you want to schedule, even if you've got your, and I didn't show up. The only reason I went over to Amazon was just because I was not far away from my friend's place where the SIM card from. We ended up hanging out for a couple hours, had a couple beers, just talked about good times and old times, and he found a video of me singing Scottsdale bars when I was the karaoke host at Gilligan's, and it's actually a pretty decent recording, so hopefully I'll get that shared on this channel soon. That's fun. What we were trying to find is we both lost a really good friend several years ago. David Grant. Yeah, he was in the hospital and had some really major health issues, and then they let him go, and it didn't seem like too long after that, he died in his sleep. I miss Dave a lot. He was one of those kind of guys that was just awkward, but always there for anybody who called him a friend. Even people who probably shouldn't have been before. Which at times could have been me, arguably. But anyway, oh shit. I don't belong in that lane. It is restricted carpool lane this time of day. Whoopsie. On that note, I need to start getting over to the right. So I was thinking about going straight over to Bullock's, but I think I want to go home first. So I decided to go over to Amazon because I was so close. I realized when I got home this morning that I left my phone charging there. I plugged it in at the outlet right underneath the TDR controls for Dr. 39. I know exactly where I left it. And I was just like I don't have my safety shoes. I said, I got my vest. I just need to go grab my phone charger. I left it at our workstation yesterday. And of course, I'm talking to somebody from HR that doesn't know me at all. But I mean, policy is policy. Even if they do know me, I mean, probably they don't effects of that. Especially just, from HR person. And of course, that's the only person who's got the security data. So I've actually got 3 Amazon IDs because I've lost it a couple of times. And I always keep my old IDs because my current ID, which has an RFID in it and lets me through the security gates, if I'm scheduled to work, which of course it wouldn't do for me today, if I completely lose it, they can look me up. I have to show them a driver's license. They'll look me up in the system and they're like, oh, this fucking bonehead for getting his ID. I've had to do that a couple of times. First time I had to do that, I was there at the gate for quite a while, and I ended up clocking in late and losing some UPT over it, and losing some paid time over it, and a lot of troopers on the right. I wonder what happened here. Probably people playing bumper cars. None of those cars look wrecked, so who knows. Well, that purple truck ahead of me looks like a giant taco truck. I can actually get behind a custom thing like that. That's cool. Like all these modern, oversized pickup trucks that I call killing machines. I'm really offended by their existence. But somebody with a custom rig like that purple thing on the right, that's a classic, custom truck. I can do something like that. Nothing should be sold stock like that. And the statistics for pedestrian deaths as a result of this vehicle is appalling. I mean, I don't know them off the top of my head, but I've seen them posted on smartphone cars before. Anyway, so yeah, I just figured. So what happened, the first time I showed up without my Amazon badge, without my Amazon ID, and he took my driver's license, and it took quite a while. I was sitting there in the vestibule feeling like a retard. And of course, at that point, I hadn't been there that long, so people coming and going don't know me from Adam. I'm just another wage slave. So eventually, they printed me up a new card, and of course, activated it. And they said, yeah, if you find your old one, I mean, you can go ahead and either hang on to it or destroy it, but it won't work anymore because now your RFID is well, when I found my other one, which it didn't fall in. I had it on my back of my desk chair, and it just kind of fallen into the mess behind there. And I just didn't. When I was getting ready for work that day, I just didn't have time to go rummaging for it. I don't know. It might have fallen in my bag. It's been a while since that happened. I don't remember exactly what the details were, but at any rate, they let me in the building. I ended up starting my shift 20 minutes late, and it was quite a bit of time for them to look me up and print and basically manufacture a whole new ID card from where to go. Now, I I did keep my old one. And the next time that I forgot my one that I wear every day that's on the lanyard, next time I forgot it, I had it in the back in my back pocket, my old one in the back pocket with all my credit cards and my other IDs and stuff. It's just an additional form of ID. It's a photo ID. It's not government issued. It's not government issued. It's actually issued by an entity that's bigger than most governments. But I swear, eventually, Amazon Basics government is going to be a thing. It's debatable. That's who runs Seattle. But anyway. So yeah, the last time I pulled that one out of my pocket, I was explaining that I can't seem to find the one on my lanyard, and here's my old one. And I was in the door in like 4 minutes. Like basically, they just had to go into their computer and reassign my active RFID from my one that was on my lanyard, which I had left at home somewhere, misplaced. That's probably why I misplaced in the chair. And the one that happened to be in my pocket, which still has functional RFID in it. I just had to make that RFID my current employee RFID, and I put it on the entry gates and walked right in. And that was mine until I lost it. And well, actually, I said that was what I did the second. I don't know. I know I have a third one, so I don't know. I think obviously one time I showed up without anything and they had to print me another one. Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, no, I do remember. I lost it inside the warehouse. I lost it inside the damn warehouse. So I had to go on my break over to security, and I'm like, I'm walking through here without an ID, and a safety lanyard, it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure for the things to snap and come loose, which is by design, because if that thing gets caught in a conveyor, or any other kind of machinery, I don't want to have my neck and my head drugged through with it. So, the lanyard breaks, and that just kind of does what it does. But occasionally, like I get caught on a pallet, or whatever, or I just kind of tug it wrong. I don't know, but yeah, I lost it. I've lost it while I was working, and found it like right immediately after. I just went to where I was working, and there it is, laying on the ground, or laying on a pallet. But yeah, that particular time, and that's not the most outrageous thing that's been lost on a pallet. I had one time I was picking up a pallet, and they had one of the Bluetooth barcode scanners that the managers use, and some of the other people use. But yeah, I think this is either a PA or an AM level manager, and apparently it sat it down on a pallet and it had fallen into the pallet, and I was picking up the pallets, and fortunately every time I pick up pallets, I don't just grab them with a pallet jack and go. I usually kind of look at them and try to straighten them up a little bit. And when I straighten up the one, I was like, ooh, and I pulled that out, and I saw a couple managers discussing. I'm like, hey, is this one of your guys's? And the one guy was like, oh yeah. I'm like, I just found it inside this pallet. He's like, wow, thank you. So God knows how much trouble he would have been for losing that, but yeah, it happens. It happens. So that day I lost my ID, and I lost my ID somewhere in the building. I ended up finding it later that day. Actually, Valerie ended up finding it later that day. Speaking of attractive women that I work with, that I have crushes on, yeah, Valerie found it that day. Oh, and on that note, I didn't see Georgia from Decant all yesterday. Highly disappointed. It's been a full week. So I was hoping I would see Valerie, because I brought her a Kind bar. Because we were throwing Kind bars one day, and she never had a Kind bar. I'm like, I'll bring you one of these days. I totally did today, but I didn't see her. Somebody told me they saw her VTOing out early, so that's fine. She's a single mother. She had a lot on her plate, so she can get a day off. That's a good thing. Anyway, so long story short, since I'm home, so they absolutely could not let me in the building. Policy. I'm like, I just need to go to my workstation and grab my phone charger. I'm sorry, you can't come back into your schedule. I'm not scheduled till Sunday night. I need my phone charger now. Anyway, I was like, oh, God, there's got to be somebody that's like manager-ish level or the worst in that department that'll go get it for me. if I ask them to. And unfortunately, one of the AMs that I'm not like tight buddy with, but she's the one I ran into at Oz Bar. She's the only manager there that's actually heard me sing and was shocked at like what a good singer I was. Which is funny. She recognized me that night at the bar. I didn't recognize her. I just thought like she looked like. Anyway, that was an odd day. But anyway, I told her exactly where it was, and she said she'd go look, and I waited because it's quite a ways from the front entrance. She came back. She goes, yeah. She goes, I looked all over. It's just not there. She goes, you know, you're not really supposed to plug them in there. I'm like, yeah, I know. She goes, yeah, probably some other manager or safety saw it and snagged it. I'm like, well, thank you. Anyway, it's a micro USB card and a phone charger. It's the one that came with Obama phone number 2. It was one I was actually kind of fond of. It had a nice form factor and it was very reliable as far as the little brick. And the cord was nothing special, but it's the cord I've been using all the time. So I bought a 6-foot one today at Ross. It's braided. It's really nice. So, and unlike the last one, this one does actually reach up to my phone. It's not plugged in right now. It should be, but it does actually reach up to my phone while it's on the charger. So, or while it's on the phone holder it's in right now. So that's a good thing. So anyway, that's up with that. Hope that wasn't too boring for you. But hey, at least it's not me venting about Priscilla nonstop. So sometimes other things do cross my mind enough to make me mostly forget about her. And I like Tessa all the much more for actually doing me that favor. She did me a solid, even if she wasn't able to find my charger. And maybe I'll get it back, and maybe I won't. But I'm not going to worry about that until Sunday night. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the drive. It's 6:44. Priscilla's still here. She typically gets off at 6, so this could be an interesting scene I'm walking into. Wish me luck.